What's up guys, welcome to the channel which is dedicated to you the musician and your music career. Now then, how much did I get paid for 1 million views on YouTube? And more importantly, do I get paid more for my monthly views on YouTube than the royalties on my Amazon best-selling book, The Rule Breaker's Guide to Social Media? All right guys, in this video, I'm going to tell you exact numbers, no estimates, no messing around. For 1 million views on my YouTube channel, I have accrued £1,630, which works out as $2,145. Now I started my YouTube channel 2.25 years ago, but I started taking it seriously in January 2017. So pretty much 2 years to the day. And that first year was tough, really tough. It took me 1 year to get to 1,000 subscribers. The second year, it took me a whole year to get another 9,000, so I hit 10,000. Then all of a sudden, I hit another 10,000 subscribers in pretty much 45, 50 days. So things are starting to motor. So currently, at the time of filming, for every 1,000 people who watch a video, I get about £1.50. And that is RPM, rev per mil. Effectively, for 1,000 people who watch, I get £1.50. That works out about $2. But there's also CPC, cost per click. So if you see an advert on my channel and you click it, I get a little bit more money. I get around about 2 pence or just under 2 cents of American dollars. So if you don't know, Google splits the ad revenue with you, but it's not 50-50. It's about 45% to 55%, and you, the creator, take 55% and they take 45%. Now this changes depending on who's advertising on YouTube and how much money is going into YouTube at the time. So when those big companies are pouring money into advertising on YouTube, that ad revenue goes up. But as we've seen with the adpocalypse, when they pull it out, all of a sudden that ad revenue can start to go down. This is also seasonal and depending on things like holidays. Fuck you, January. So whilst I started working on my channel just over 2 years ago, it's now starting to pick up momentum and pace. And I'm getting a lot more viewers now than I did 2 years ago. And to put that into perspective, I've had about 350,000 views on my channel in the last 30 days. For those 350,000 views, I have made around about £560, which works out at about $740. I know, not bad for a month's work. So how much does that compare to the royalties of a best-selling book? Now, 1 year ago, I self-released this book, and fast forward a couple of months, and there will be a second book coming out. Think you know what I mean. So the story of this book is I released this 1 year ago and I self-published. The reason is I was offered a publishing deal by a book company, didn't really think the offer was very good, so decided to put my money where my mouth is and just self-publish it and do it myself. So I published my book through CreateSpace, which I think is owned or part owned by Amazon. And CreateSpace is an aggregator, so very similar for you musicians who want to put your music onto Spotify and you use something like CD Baby or DistroKid. Similar kind of thing. So CreateSpace make publishing a book very, very simple. I am in charge of how much I sell the book for. I'm also in charge of the quality of the paper and the cover. And then CreateSpace does a bit of maths, does a bit of calculations, and it tells you how much you will make for that book. So this book sells in the UK for about, I think it's $10.99. I think it's similar in the US, around about $10.99. And there's also a Kindle, which they did pretty much automatically. So effectively you can buy it for Kindle or you can buy the paperback. Now, how many of these did I buy? Well, I didn't need to because CreateSpace print them one-to-one for anyone who buys them. So if you buy this off Amazon, Amazon will print it and send it directly to you without me having to be the middleman. But of course, I have to pay a little bit of money for that to happen. So the maths are, I get around about 40% of the income for my book. So for every book I sell, that £11/dollars, I take around about £4.50. I think it's £4.33 or $5.70. It works out roughly somewhere between £4.50 and $5.50 for every book that I sell. And it slightly changes depending on the region which Amazon break down. So France, Spain, Germany, Italy, even Japan. That's right, I sold one Kindle book in Japan yesterday and I made 377 yen. Go on! And that works out as £2.59. So, you know, not breaking the bank, but very exciting day. So when I first released the book, there was a massive spike in sales, which is why it was an Amazon bestseller for probably about a day. And then as the months rolled on, the royalties became less and less. There was a huge spike as I whipped up all the social media and everyone got excited and lots of people bought the book. Second month less, third month less. Now what about 1 year later? Is this book still selling? Well, yes, and let me tell you why. It's because when we released the book and people were buying it, I asked everyone to leave me a review on Amazon. The more reviews that are left on Amazon, the more Amazon push you up the rankings for that book. So if you're in the UK and you put social media book into Amazon, I'll be number 1, 2, or 3. I'll be right on that front page, which isn't going anywhere. Less so in America because there's less people who've left me a review. But because of that, people are still seeing it and still buying the book. But the big question is, how much money per month am I making from my book? And is it more or less than the views from my YouTube channel? Well, let me tell you, this month, in the last 30 days, I made £563, $740 from my YouTube channel. And my book royalties were £570 or $750. £7 and $10 in it. But this month, I made just slightly more from my book than my YouTube channel. Now, is that going to stay the same? No, I predict that my YouTube will start to make more money, hopefully double or even triple over the next 6 to 12 months. But what you can see as a creative is how you can start to build up passive income. Yes, I'm not going to buy a Ferrari with the money I'm making from my book and my YouTube channel. But second book, coming out soon, third book, all of a sudden, that coupled with this YouTube channel, there's no reason why I can't start bringing in 30, 40, 50 grand a year passive income whilst I'm doing something that I absolutely love. So that's something I wonder whilst I'm watching YouTubers. How much money do they make? Same thing with published books. How much do they actually make on a monthly basis? Well, now you know. Thanks for watching. If you can do me a favor, like, subscribe. More importantly, come and be a part of this community. Start leaving some comments below and getting in touch. Otherwise, I'll see you again soon.